Fight! 1, ready, go!
It's go time, baby.
Ready? Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying around. There's a bit of a delay with some audio on my end, but thanks to James for sorting that out. Slightly different stream tonight that we have been kindly given a Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown code from Sega. And I thank Danny Russell for giving us that. But before we start, I'd like to introduce my co-owner, James.
Hello, how's it going, everyone? Nice to see you again, Matt, as always.
Yeah, as always. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing...
This one.
It's good. It's going to be a good one, this one. What we're going to be doing, we're going to smash through some Virtua Fighter for about an hour and a half. We have 2 codes to give away as well, live on air, so I'll be putting raffles up across the night. We have 1 UK code to give away, or EU code to give away, and 1 United States code to give away, so keep your eyes out for that. We get time. Me and James are going to have a couple of games against each other as well, but we're going to smash through some of the arcade mode, potentially some online, chill out, relax, enjoy ourselves, and let's crack on with the first Virtua Fighter game in bloody years. Let's enjoy it. Let's buy it. Let's get behind it, because if we don't, we won't get one again, will we?
Definitely, man. I was just when you said that it's been that long, I was thinking about this the other day. It's been 15 years maybe. So since Virtua Fighter 5 came out originally in like 2006, it's been 15 years, and that's like the same amount of time we waited from Shenmue 2 to Shenmue 3. So that just shows you like how long it's been since Virtua Fighter titles. Anyway, I know we had the Final Showdown edition. It was still the same game. And this is still the same game essentially, but it's like been completely remade. I was blown away actually. Played a little bit before we went live. I believe we played about an hour so far.
Yeah, I spent about an hour with it earlier today. And yeah, do you know what? It feels really, really good, actually, from my sort of quick go on it. It's how they've got the engine into the Dragon engine is ridiculous. It's very well done.
It's weird because essentially, graphically at least, they could have whacked a 6 on the end of this and we'd probably been happy still. But are we led to believe like the actual fighting engine exactly the same as it is Virtua Fighter 5? Is that why we've stayed with the name Virtua Fighter 5? The sheep says going down a bit to
yeah. I'll do the game audio for it.
Before wheeling.
I'll use the game audio. It's easier because you'll mix with the game in Streamlabs. So I'll knock the game down a little bit in a minute. But we can enjoy this.
It's all close to the mic, but normally the past few streams when I've listened back, I've been like a booming. So it must just be like because you've mixed me in with the game this time.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally I have a separate game capture, but because it's Elgato, it's slightly different.
This is helping by the way, so yeah, loads of people already in my nice intro chat. It's crazy really, I mean, all the environments that we made as well, and the fighting models been made as well. But the environments already looked really good, I thought, because I played a bit of Final Showdown yesterday just to prepare a little bit, and I thought that the environments still looked good. You know, the Guilin sort of area and the Great Wall area, and then, like I say, literally blown me away a little bit. The difference.
Oh. So before we sort of crack on into it, very quickly, basic menus. You've got rank match, room match, training, offline versus an arcade. And one thing you can see on the right of your screen there is you'll be able to watch online matches. So you just press L1 and it just brings the screen up for you. And you're able to sort of watch any of the online matches that are going on.
So you don't have to be good at the game. You can just watch other people.
Right, let's crack into some arcade. Now I must
want to go around the menus a little bit first.
Or can, why not go around the menus? Sod it. So
go around the menus just because when I first booted it up earlier, I was a little bit overwhelmed. Because obviously you've got like some sort of a customization option.
So if I work my way.
On the cog, you know, if you click on that guy with the cog things, just the settings look like confused me. Not that one, the man one. Oh, that's probably why, because it's character settings. Yeah, so you've got the real settings at the end.
So this is your sort of your game settings where I was a minute ago. This is for your DLC, for any DLC that comes out either now or in the future. Then you've got customized characters, so any customization options are in here. Adjust match settings, wireless control or view records. That's for your online stuff, so you can choose your online character in here. You can change it as well. The rankings, which I can tell you I'm rock bottom of. Because I suck.
So where to change to the Saturn models? Is that in that cog character option?
So you go in configuration, you've got music, and you've got UI settings. It's all in there. So I'll stay normal for now.
Yeah, for sure.
The offline versus, pretty straightforward. Training, so if you want to practice your moves with a training dummy, fantastic. Good to see you, Casey. Good to see you popped in. Room match
Casey.
is where you can set up your own rooms for people to join, so you can put a pin code on, give them the pin code, and they join. Or alternatively, you can find rooms to join with other people, and they set up little tournaments and stuff. Rank match is pretty obvious, ranking matches, so it contributes to the global table. Underneath that, where it says preparing, is a tournament option, but it's not ready yet. But that should be ready soon. I know Sega's still in the chat. I don't know when that's. I don't know if that's going to be live tomorrow on release or that's going to be slightly later. And then arcade, which is self-explanatory arcade mode.
You know that Discord we joined at VF Global Showdown. Is that going to be the tournament stuff?
I imagine that's where they would hold the tournaments in there.
Yeah.
But we're going to crack in some arcade mode, and then I'll do some exploration a bit later as well. But while we're sort of playing, we're going to sort of talk through the history of Virtua Fighter a little bit as well. Bearing in mind this is a game that started out in 1993 on Model 1, and we're now in 2021.
That's scary, isn't it? So what's that? Are we 2 years away from the 30th anniversary?
Yeah, we must be. God, it's scary.
Hey, that's a prime opportunity for a VF6 then, isn't it?
It is.
Just have 2 years.
I assume you're ready.
And that's the voice of Joy Ewing, Lisa Wilkerson there.
So I noticed someone was asking in the chat if they'd recorded any new lines for this game, or is it the same from the VF5? Can you answer that? Or
I think it's the same.
I think it's the same, yeah. I haven't actually got any audio apart from Matt's voice. Can't be a very good judge of character there.
It is.
I've got my Astro City Mini today and played a bit of the F1. It's nice and to compare. Classic. Damn man, that makes me feel old. I mean, mate, we are old. That's why.
They have changed the balance of some of the characters, I think, from Final Showdown. It feels all a little bit. It just feels a little bit tighter. Is the way I describe it.
Yeah. I did read someone's tweet that was saying like, I hope that they tuned Akira or something because Akira's a bit OP.
I don't know.
Was never really that good of a game to know, but
I was gonna say I was bloody terrible with Akira. I was an embarrassment, so we'll just leave it there. I think.
Like I said to you, it always brings you into a bit of a false sense of security. Like the first few stages, you fly through. Did you play on normal mode?
Yeah.
Gem. Excellent. Is Sarah your go-to character? Or do you just
I normally use Wolf actually. He's a wrestler, and I just like his moveset. But Sarah, I find Sarah's better online. She's faster.
Fair enough.
I'll
So,
say.
like Max said, we were going to go through some history of Virtua Fighter series, and I thought it'd be interesting if, as we go through it, people in the chat want to share some of the memories and thoughts of, you know, when you first played the original game. So obviously we've got, where's my camera? Not used to this. So we've got Virtua Fighter 1. Virtua Fighter 1 on the Sega Saturn here. This was the PAL release. So hopefully most people, I don't know where you're from in the chat. You're from the UK. Is this familiar to you? Is this giving you a bit of a nostalgic kick? I know when I picked up my Sega Saturn, for some reason it was bundled with 1 and 2, for Virtua Fighter 1 and 2.
Strange bundle, isn't it?
I think I must have picked up my Saturn like a year or two after it was released, because when it was released it was like crazy expensive, wasn't it? Like 600 quid or something like that.
It was a lot of money.
But yeah, because that's where you lost quite a lot of business, weren't you? And then they had to bring the price of the Saturn down to keep up with the PS1, I suppose. And I think they must have just bundled in a ton of like the best sort of games at the time. So I got like Virtua Fighter 1, 2, Sega Rally, and there's like some other sports titles and stuff. I think that was like one big bundle. And this is the Japanese version I've got for some reason. I think it was just in a lot of stuff. Don't normally collect variants or anything, but yeah, jewel case bit damaged.
It's funny, isn't it? The Saturn port. It's a bit.
Yeah, I don't know what's everyone's memories of the original Virtua Fighter game.
The Saturn port's an odd one, isn't it? Because it's not particularly well revered. I know a lot of people say the 32X port is better, but I mean I've never played the 32X version.
I don't believe I have, man. I've never actually owned a 32X. I had a Mega CD, and then never got around to getting 32X, but obviously I was too young really to make the decisions.
I mean, it came out on Saturn in 1994,
yeah,
which was, I think, it's a year after the arcade release. Ooh, I'm getting my ass kicked here.
So when did you get your Saturn on that? Is that what you were just saying?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was 1995. But it came with Virtua Fighter 2 and Sega Rally.
Okay.
And I mean, Virtua Fighter 2 had no right to run on the Saturn. Let's be honest.
Considering it's wasn't very capable of generating 3D models and stuff. Like they had to use a lot of 2D tricks to create 3D games for the Saturn.
I'll tell you something with this game as well. Look at the graphical upgrades on this are really, really good. Like from Final Showdown to Ultimate Showdown, it's night and day.
Yeah.
And the final didn't look bad at all.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the environments on Final when I was playing yesterday, I was still quite, considering it's a 15-year-old game now. So let's read some of these things about Virtua Fighter 1. So I think the vanilla VF1 Saturn port was a bit of a mess. They did release eventually, I think, and that was better received. We'll get to that. That was Virtua Fighter Remix. I believe. That was like a remake of the Saturn. Danny Man says, the first time I saw a VF arcade cabinet was at my local cinema. It's all I would play every time we went. Then VF2 came out a year later, and that was the game that truly made me fall in love with the franchise. Yeah, I think VF2 probably was the game that everyone fell in love with, really, in the series.
I think it made the series, to be honest, number 2.
Yeah, well, like even that James from the Saberholic guy that we were speaking to the other day in that quiz, he was saying his favourite game of all time is Virtua Fighter 2, so yeah, that's how highly regarded it is.
A few in the chat, Sheep and SJ, are saying they played the Mega Drive version.
Oh, really? I was surprised actually. I found out when I was doing a little bit of research that came out in 1997. I thought that Virtua Fighter 2 came out like the same, if not before, and like, do you know what I mean? But it was like a very late Mega Drive release. So, we can move on to Virtua Fighter 2. Put that up there.
Got away with that fight there. Oh yes, Virtua Fighter 2.
Virtua Fighter 2, PAL version. VF2 is in my top 10 of all time, Danimon. I think that's crazy actually that you've only ever played the Mega Drive versions of VF2.
The Mega Drive version's an odd one, isn't it?
It is, it's weird actually, isn't it? I know a lot of people don't seem to enjoy it, or maybe they did enjoy it, but then Sega just went a bit like crazy re-releasing that version all the time. You know, these Mega Drive bundles, and it was on the Mega Drive Mini as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first time I played it, was on the Mega Drive Mini.
Yeah, it seems weird of them putting it on the Mega Drive Mini if they ever get around to doing a Sega Saturn Mini, because they're going to have to put it on there, aren't they? She has never played a Sega Saturn.
What?
So that's the PAL version there. I've got, for some reason, again, Japanese and US. The US one's pretty cool actually. It's got like a foil.
Oh, you bugger!
Foil manual. You see that?
Oh, very nice.
But, yeah, it's ace, isn't it? That's the only reason I kept this, because it's the manual. So yeah, I mean, what's everyone's memories of Virtua Fighter 2? I remember seeing the Saturn version of VF2 running in HMV the circus. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. That was the replica episode on YouTube. Strictly Sega era, if I played VF2 on Saturn back in the day, always fun when friends were over. It gave them break from PlayStation. VF2 loaded Virtua Cop 1 and 2 and Rayman was the games I most played, and FIFA. Very good. Very good.
Round 1.
So yeah, I mean, Virtua Fighter 2 is probably the one I played the most back in the day.
Oh, you shit.
And then we've got a few little oddball titles now. We've got Virtua Fighter Remix, which is what Tom was saying. I think the Sheephead was saying that they did a remake for the same console. So this is literally, you can see the box art there, it's the original Virtua Fighter again, but with Virtua Fighter 2 graphics, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's all sort of upgraded, isn't it? No, I think it was Spags in the chat was talking about it actually.
Yeah.
And chat, we won't forget you. I will go through everybody who's in a minute once we finish the arcade mode.
Yeah, I do try and keep up with stuff, but
No, I know.
but sometimes.
I'm having to concentrate.
But yeah, this is a weird box. This VF Remix, for some reason, it came in a cardboard box, which is a bit tattered. And then the game inside is like a Mega CD jewel case. And that's because there's a second disc. This CG Portrait series.
Yes.
Which has a lot of it. Really, this disc, and what I'm going to show you in a bit. There's a lot of Shenmue ties really with that, because obviously when Virtua Fighter 2 came out, that was from a lot of Yu Suzuki's research from, you know, that trip he did in China. Part of that was going around China and researching on environments, locations and stuff. And obviously that was mainly for Virtua Fighter 2. He wanted to get, like, you know, see some of the fighting styles firsthand from some of these martial artists and put that into Virtua Fighter 2. And a lot of that stuff obviously carried over because Shenmue was going to be a Virtua Fighter RPG. And I think he really, you can tell if you're reading through, like, you know, on PhantomRiverstone.com the research trip that Yu Suzuki did, you can tell he was really enjoying himself while he was there. He was, like, really making the most of his trip, going out of his way to all these Chinese locations, and that's where he went to Mengkun or whatever it's called, and some of the stuff that he ended up creating Shenmue around, really based the whole game around what he discovered in China. And like I was saying, a lot of those CG artwork portrait discs, which I've got the Japanese set here, which for some reason they released them all individually. That disc on the PAL version is like a compilation of all 10 or 11. I've got 11 here, but I'll get to that. So the artwork on these discs, some of it, especially like some of the Akira stuff, is like ones where he's in his a white shirt, you know, with an armband, carrying a green bag. It's, you know, harbour ports and that sort of stuff, and you get real big Shenmue vibes from some of the artwork that's on these discs. That's the Akira one.
Akira is handing his ass,
Eyes.
handing my ass to me.
Eyes reminds me a lot of Shenhua as well.
Yes.
This one's Wolf. Lao.
That,
Lao gets a lot of, like, landy vibes from Lao.
Yeah.
Here's Pies. Is it me or have you frozen? You still hear me?
I can still get you. I still hear you. You bugger.
Hello?
I can still hear you, James. You that?
Lagging or? Can you hear me now, man?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. You're all good.
It's just going a bit mental. My
Wow. Ah, you bastard!
Yeah, I don't know. Speed test is working fine, so I don't know. Seems okay. Yeah, upload's fine. Is video buffering needs the loading? So let me just put the stream on low, maybe that'll help. Oh, Casey says the stream is acting up a bit.
Could be our internet, to be fair.
I think that's fixed now though. Everything okay now, guys? Yeah, I don't know.
Right, settled.
Settled
Okay,
now.
lovely.
Could have been me. I don't know. Could have been mine.
See, I was getting a few drop frames, but it seems okay now. It seems alright. Let's have a look in the chat. Who's in?
Sure, everyone's okay.
while we go through the credits. So if we got in, having a look. Oh, we've got 1174, another T viewer, Borny, Community Showcase, Dan Man, Forefronts, Grey4, Yanni X, Jerky Toe, Johnny Wolfhart, KC, Loverty, Renners, Riosa, we got Sega, Sheephead, SJ, we got Spags, we got SRS, King of Dairy Queen. We've got loads of you in tonight. I will see Chow's just popped in as well.
Yep. Yeah. Chow was in a little bit earlier actually.
Good.
Are we all good now? We're all back? Everything fine?
I think we're okay.
Okay. What was I doing? I was just literally just showing these discs off, but I don't know if you saw these. Depends when we lagged. But I was just going through each of these. So like I say, some nice artwork on these, especially a lot of like stuff related to Shenmue.
Believe it or not,
Feels that way.
they came out in 1996, I've got, according to my research. Right, I'm gonna...
What's that for?
The CG Portrait series, 1996 was the release date I had for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. As we're busy in chat...
Yeah, so I think Yusuke did his research trip in 1994. Oh man, I think you're a little bit laggy.
Ah, right. Buzzing. I'm going to start the first giveaway right now. You have... So this is for... Now, yeah, there you go. So...
Just got blocked on YouTube. I just had to accept it. Yeah, I think the stream...
Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Right.
I assume you're ready.
How's the stream? Is the stream all right for everybody, or is it still screwy? If it's still screwy, I'll drop it. I'll drop off and reconnect it.
Is there do you think you can do my end? Like
I can stop sharing my screen.
Of your voice or something?
Stop sharing my screen. That's about it.
Stop sharing your screen. So I'm not even now. Yeah,
That might help.
I don't know if you hear me, man. Stop that.
Yeah, I've stopped that.
Round two. Ready, go!
Okay, it seems okay. It seems,
Could have been that, you know.
Could have been me sharing it. All right. To be fair, I've probably been raping my internet.
Probably, because while you're doing that, you're doing the Elgato shit as well.
And
then, I don't know, it's just a lot of things involved in the stream.
Yeah. So, for everybody who's in and it's not a problem, !raffle will give you an entry ticket to one free code. So, I'll be drawing a winner in about 25 minutes from now.
Ready, go!
I think it's good now. I feel like it's good again now. I think it's like sharing the screen thing.
I think it's much better now, actually. Yeah, YouTube, unfortunately, I think you're a little bit far behind, sorry. Right, I'm going to explore the menus a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
So, the Retro got noticed that I've got this dual disc, and it's hard to get because, well, back in the day, to get this, I believe you needed to collect the other 10 and like show proof to someone. and then they sent me this in the post as the 11th disc throughout. That's if this is on the remix or not. But cool.
And then so I'll have a very quick look. So there's all sorts of little customizations that we can do. Spend too long in here, but you get the idea.
There's 2,000 customization options.
It's crazy. 2,000 will be there for ages. This is your online
and
stuff.
That's new to this version, right? It wasn't in there. Wasn't in Final Showdown.
That's your online stuff. That's your rankings. Right. Let's have another go. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to do something first. Configuration. Oh, yeah, we go. UI retro. Right. Arcade. Let's go again. Did it the first time. Now, in true Shenmue style, we're going Mr. Calso himself.
Okay. What, Eric Calso's voice?
I don't know how he does this voice. It's so high pitched compared to his other ones. It seems okay.
Yeah.
It seems all fine now. I love that.
Round 2. Ready? Go!
Oh no, James is back. Place. You it's a PS. It's through my PS5.
It's like you're moving in slow motion. Round 1. Ready? Go! Excellent!
These are all remixed tracks from old Virtua Fighter games as well. This is from Virtua Fighter 2.
Go!
Oh, that hurt. Oh, so did that.
Can you hear me, dude, or not?
I can, yeah, I can hear you, James.
Just 5 second delay though when I asked that question. It took you 5 seconds to answer.
It's like you're moving in slow motion. Round 1. Ready? Go!
Yeah, see, my stream's buffering.
Excellent!
Buffering a lot.
Round 2. Ready? Go!
I might drop out of it in a second. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going to stop the stream for a sec. So the competition